folks. Um, so let's go ahead and talk really quick about this. Two subjects. Yeah, we got two subjects we're gonna talk. Um, it's the RC guys. How y'all doing? Hit that like button. Um, Subscribe to the channel, especially if you're a Hawkeyes fan, Aces fan, Bruins fan, Fever fan. Yeah. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get down to business. The reason why we here. So, um, it's a pretty rough time right now, folks. I can't even attempt to sugarcoat things. It's a really tough time to be a Caitlin Clark fan. Um, it's a tough time to be a an Indiana Fever fan. It's really a difficult time to be a legitimate, authentic Caitlin Clark fan, like a real supporter. But what's going on, Daniel Barry? But I just got to keep it 100, guys. I mean, this team is no bueno. It's no bueno, no bueno. This is steaming hot pile of trash, and I want to say it's not everybody, but you're looking at a team that don't really have a bench. The young players on your bench, you don't want to play them. You have no interest in whatsoever in playing Celeste Taylor. It's like you don't give a damn. You don't want to play Victoria Saxton, and I'm really high on her. She gets no burn. Grace Berger, how the hell she's gonna get in a rhythm? How is Grace Berger ever gonna get in a rhythm as a shooter if she never plays? I would like somebody to explain that to me because I can't figure it out. And when she does get like spot minutes, here or there spot minutes, she's not really contributing. And I wonder why that is. And then you look at the fact that, you got the injury to Timmy Fagbenle, who was playing pretty well for this team. Some people compare her to Hannah Stokey. I can't see it. Hannah Stokey is extremely loaded with potential. Tammy is nice, but I think at this point, at age 31, she is what she is. The coach sucks. The defense is atrocious. There's absolutely no effort. Eric Gold said, bro, get a life. Yeah, I mean, hey, why? Because I'm talking about the Fever, huh? Because I'm talking about these Indiana Fever. I ain't got nothing better to talk about, you say? WNBA is not the end of the world. Hey, who said that it was, I'm waiting for my Iowa Hawkeyes. You a Hawkeyes fan? Is that a Hawkeyes logo? I mean, is that a Hawkeyes football logo? Or am I just seeing things? Yeah, but look, long story short, though, this Indiana team is a train wreck. They already went off the rails, and I don't know if they're going to be able to put them back on the rails this season. And as it pertains to Erigo, I mean, yeah, there's a Timberwolves channel coming soon. I'm pretty much sure I'm going to jump in on the Timberwolves channel. But look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this. With the Indiana Fever guys, we've seen Caitlin Clark struggle essentially pretty much this whole season with a few exceptions. The turnovers are high. They pretty much out of control. And I just feel like she shouldn't probably be playing point guard. But I don't think the Fever have a choice but to put her at point guard. Kelsey Mitchell is a shoot-first player, so you're not going to see Kelsey Mitchell probably playing a point. She really doesn't see shots that she doesn't like. I like Aaliyah Boston. Yeah, I heard what McAfee said about CC, that he called it the B word. I was on that God Guys channel when I kind of heard of that. I like Aaliyah Boston. I want to get behind Aaliyah Boston and cheer for her. I'm not saying that I can't. I just know that she can play better than what she is. And I hope that she can. Some people say that she can't lead, right? Aaliyah Boston's not a leader. But I just feel like she has to be one of the most instrumental players on this team. And right now, she's been having an underwhelming start. Yes, she did have a good game against the Chicago Sky. I will acknowledge that. But I think it's very hard playing with a player like Caitlin Clark, who she's catching hell from every direction. And while she still has her fans, her core fan base, her Iowa fans, there's a lot of fans out there that are like poison pills, really disrupting the game. They say if Caitlin doesn't thrive, then they out the door. You got the racism angle that Ari Gold kind of hinted at. And I just look at this as just one gigantic mess. And then you look at the on-court product again, and you watch they've been smacked by the Liberty 3 straight times. They've been smacked by the Aces, 1-1 with the Sparks. They got their victory over the Sparks, and then they lost to the Sparks in the rematch. The Sun has pretty much spanked the Fever. It's just not a good time. And Caitlin Clark, she's not used to losing like this. I know she lost in the championship game twice, but the losing stuff wears on you. But I would insist to Caitlin Clark, if I was amongst her inner circle, I would insist that she not let it show. And at times you can see it, and I always went by the whole logo for so long, never let them see you sweat. And you could see sometimes where Caitlin Clark is wearing on her face the pain and the agony of losing. I still feel like she's in somewhat unfamiliar territory, but of course she would be. This is in Iowa. But she said that she pretty much embraced Indiana, and she found it to be similar to Iowa, but it's just a bigger version of Iowa. But she said these things before the season began. And so how does she really feel? If anything, the attack on Caitlin has went up even more so than when she was playing college basketball. I thought things would die down in the WNBA. I thought that players would be more professional, and we're going to get to that in a moment. I wanted to also put Vivian, what's her damn name? Victoria Vivian's name in the header too, because I wanted to talk Victoria Vivian's that situation that happened. But I will tell you guys this. Caitlin's just going to have to push through. It's going to be hell. People criticize her every moment. Any footage that Caitlin Clark gets recirculated, she could be tying her gym shoes, and somebody's going to say, you know what? Oh, she didn't tie them fast enough. She's just under mass scrutiny. And the same thing happened to Coach Prime with the Buffs. I mean, when they free falled and fell, people were like, oh, we're out of here. But the real Buffaloes fans are going to stick around. The real Prime fans are going to stick around. And it's the same thing with Caitlin Clark. The real Clark fans are going to step to the light. And I tell you guys that I am one. Like, no matter what happens with this season, we don't jump off the Caitlin Clark train. And I say we because I'm sure there's authentic fans out there. Hannah, I believe, of course, that you are one, too. You willing to see this thing through. Daniel Johnson, I feel like you are, too. We're going to see it through for our Hawkeyes, at this level. We're going to root for them, succeed, win, or fail. I feel the same way about Kate Martin. She's experiencing some success, something that obviously has been very limited for Caitlin Clark. Hannah says, I just saw where Clark in Boston may not play Friday. I hope this is just a rumor. They might not play. Of course, we know Aaliyah Boston hurt her ankle. I don't know exactly what took place. And then with the ear situation, you guys ever had an ear infection? That shit is uncomfortable. Excuse my French. So if it's true that Caitlin Clark did have an ear infection, some people are gonna say, yeah, they were getting smacked. They were getting cracked over the head so hard that she just wanted out. We don't know this. Like, we're not trainers, team doctors. We can't definitively say that, she disappeared because they were getting shellacked. We just don't have that answer. But if anybody's ever had an ear infection, I mean, that's irritable. That's, I don't know exactly what happened there as well, but I will tell you guys that I'm going to salute Caitlin Clark. 10 games in, right? She has said that She feels like she's getting hammered with some of these calls that should be called. These referees they're crazy as hell. They crazy as a damn bag of rocks. I will say that they don't call anything, but maybe I can't expect them to. I've been watching the WNBA since like, let's say 98, 99, and I'll say that this league is physical to the point where the NBA used to be physical. Now you can't even breathe on someone in the NBA and it's a foul. Well, WNBA is just the opposite. They will let you play. And I think the physicality that Caitlin is going through is going to do one or two things. And you guys know where I'm going with this. It's going to either make her toughen up. Of course, she's going to need to hit the weight room, but it's going to build stronger resolve, or it's going to rattle her continuously. And I want to believe that she's going to build resolve, and it's not going to happen right away. Just like she's not going to be doing what she did at Iowa instantly. It's a miracle Caitlin has a 30-point game. What does she have? Like a 20-point games? The turnovers, they got to dip. They got to come down. Otherwise, the Fever are going to have to go out and find a point guard, and you're going to have to entertain moving Kelsey Mitchell, and you're going to have to put Caitlin Clark at the 2. The turnovers, they do kill. They do hurt. It's ridiculous, It really is. But when I look at the team, I don't see a lot of what I always say, redeeming qualities with this team. I just don't see it. I like Melissa Smith, but I see inconsistency. And I see inconsistency with all the players. Caitlin Clark is a rookie. What are the other players' excuses? What's Melissa Smith's excuse and Aaliyah Boston's excuse, for the inconsistencies that they put on display? How can you win a spirited, competitive, hard-fought game like you do against the Chicago Sky in an absolute bullfight, dogfight, and then you just come out against the Liberty and you lay it down? You just lay down. And I get it before anybody says that they playing a hell of a lot of games, a lot of super competitive teams, but 68 to 104, guys, it's a step backwards after a really big win. And I know a lot of people tell me that I should be patient. One guy in particular I know always messages me and say, "Hey, bro, you need to give this team time. I understand that you're a huge Caitlin Clark fan. I understand that you wish the best for all your Hawkeyes players that go play pro ball, but you're going to have to give it time. And it's not always going to be pretty." And I agree. It's not always going to be pretty. If you're going to support any team on any given night, they're gonna have bad games. When you look at what my other team, the Aces, are doing, they're 4-2. We're not used to being a 4-2 team. But no Chelsea Gray. The point guard duties are split between Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young. All right, I'll catch you later, Hannah. So yeah, when you look at the Fever, this process might take a while. And some people just feel like, damn, I tuned in to see Caitlin Clark go off. I tuned in to see this team rise the ranks fast. I came on board. Let me get a sip of water, because y'all know it's hot around this time. So stay hydrated, people, especially if you're in a warmer climate. But yeah, I look at things like, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but there are fans of Caitlin Clark who wanted instant satisfaction, and they're not getting that. And me, I didn't expect this team to like be gangbusters, because I know that they went 13-27 last season, and they aren't this team that's, built to win now. But I did expect Caitlin Clark to light the lamp, to, score a lot more. I didn't have her um, averaging like Iowa stats. I didn't have Caitlin averaging like 28, 9, and 9, something like that, but I did expect her to probably average like 16, 17, pretty much where she is. I think she's averaging 15 points. I pretty much predicted this right, but I had no idea that this on-court product could be as bad as it is, and we can put a whole lot of it on the coach. We definitely couldn't put a whole lot on Christy Sides, but the sheer fact of the matter is it doesn't matter if Big Bird himself is coaching. This team just continues to flounder. And you got 2 wins and you got 10 losses. And, if nothing changes drastically over the next 10-game stretch, this team is going to end up definitely being back in the lottery and missing the playoffs. And yeah, I don't think that the answers are on this roster. I don't think you have the right personnel. I didn't even realize Nalissa Smith had 17. That was quiet. Kelsey with 21. If you guys want to, talk about Caitlin's 3 points, 1 for 10 shooting. What was she? 1 for 6, 7. I think she was 1 for 7 from 3-point range. Caitlin Clark she simply didn't have it, folks. She's been playing basketball for damn near since like the end of October. Again, not making no excuses, but she's basically the Iron Man of this whole thing. Also, Camila Cardoso, she's been playing basketball hell since November. A lot of these players in this draft, Angel Reese, these players have burnt out because the draft and the start of the regular season is too damn close. And I don't know if they'll ever change that, but it's just too close. It's grueling, so shout out to whoever wins Rookie of the Year, because it's absolutely grueling, guys. Imagine that 2 weeks after your big day in which you get drafted into the W, you find yourself having to, what is it? You find yourself having to get ready quickly, fast for training camp, and then boom, 2-3 preseason games, and then boom, it's time to play ball. Goodness Rated Both says she just need a good coach. I think it's more than that. I think they need to build this team around Caitlin Clark, or players need to buy in. Yeah, I agree. Cardoso, in limited minutes, Cardoso looked well. They dumping the entry pass into her too deep. But I will say that Cardoso is running the floor well. That is a game that the Sky probably should have won. But unfortunately, they just didn't quite, they didn't execute down the stretch. And obviously, the player that we're going to get to in a second kind of cost them the game in a sense. So let's look at these horrific stats. I'm tired of Christy Wallace, but as we know, Christy Wallace must have something on Christy Sides because she never sits down. I feel like I'll be kicking a dead horse. I'm tired of Christy Wallace. I almost said Christy Sides. I'm tired of her. Like, she literally don't do nothing. Like, she's just there. I don't understand it. Same thing goes with Erica Wheeler. I don't care that they actually scratched on the scoreboard. So what? They got 6 and 7. Oh well. Kelsey Mitchell shoots 19 times. She never seen a shot she didn't like. Caitlin Clark. Let's talk about shot selection. Let's do it constructively. 1 for 7, 1 for 10. If her 3-pointer's not going in, what else is she going to do? That's a great question. I know she's a good all-around player. She actually is underrated for her rebounding and her passing. But if you guys heard, the player that we're about to talk about in a second says, what else can Caitlin Clark do outside of shoot 3-pointers? And that's something that Caitlin Clark, she's gotten exposed. I hate to say it. I'm a huge Clark fan. You guys know, you guys know that, but she's definitely gotten exposed, and we're gonna find out what she's made of. And if it's not this year, we're gonna find out in year number 2 exactly what Caitlin Clark is made of, because she isn't the best. She isn't the greatest. How can I put this? Obviously, we know she ain't no GOAT. For me, she's still a GOAT on a collegiate level. I must preface that. But her ball handling, it must improve. She's too careless with it. Raven Johnson ripped her up easily. She can be put into a box. Her speed, her athleticism is good, but perhaps is not as great as I thought it was coming out of college. And then her shot selection, anybody would tell you that it must improve. We just need to see more from her, and it might not take place this year. And as I move the camera back, I look and see Celeste Taylor played 3 minutes. Victoria Saxon played 3 minutes. It's an insult. It's a damn insult. Don't make me raise my voice. The shit is insulting. 1, we don't normally cuss. 2, we don't normally get too excited. But what the hell is 3 minutes? The game was out of reach. Why do they only play 3 minutes? Lexi Hall plays 8 minutes. Somebody want to explain. Don't explain, because you can't explain. I can't explain it either. Rising Rhino is in the house. What is Body doing? Bro, I was in there with you for an hour this morning in your stream, and then I passed the hell out. And I see you cut the stream short too, Rising Rhino. Probably was a smart decision to do so, seeing as though you had stuff to do. But yeah, I hung as long as I could though. But yeah, as it pertains to these fever have the flu. These fever have a bad case of the flu, and the TV games are only going to stay there. Clark is only going to continue to be sat out in front of our face. And if you aren't a huge fan, you're probably upset. And if you are a fan, you're probably thinking, what version of Caitlin Clark is this? I needed a nap. I don't blame you there. I definitely don't blame you there. But yeah, Grace Berger played 13 minutes and she scored 2 points. Again, she's a shooter. A shooter needs rhythm. They need to play. A shooter needs to play to get their rhythm, and she doesn't play. Aaliyah Boston, 26 minutes, 5 points. Man, the direction of this team right now is just, it ain't good, Would I be watching this team if Caitlin Clark wasn't on this team? I pretty much check in on all teams. I watch my aces. I check in on all teams. I watch the games that I can. I probably still would watch this team, but I wouldn't prioritize it. I ain't gonna kid you guys. I did attend 2 FIBA games last year. Obviously, because of all of the hoopla surrounding this team, I never even really entertained seeing any games this year in person. Aaliyah Boston was definitely a better player last year. It just seemed like a damn train wreck this year, if I'm just keeping it real. It just seems like they give me top 2, top 3 draft pick vibes right now. They really do, because they can't string together back-to-back wins. And when they play the best teams in the league, they get their butt kicked, and I'm putting it nicely when I say they get their butt kicked. So yeah, let's look at these standings real quick before I jump to the next topic real quick, the closing topic. Speak about that girl that a lot of people know about what she did. So yeah, Lynx 6-2. Like the Lynx. Got a good friend in Minnesota is a Lynx fan. Ace is 4-2, right? Defending champions, showing some vulnerabilities there. Definitely miss Chelsea Gray. What's going on, Bree Wayne? What's going on? Storm, they got the shit righted a bit after they started 1-4. They 5-3. The Mercury, I thought this was going to be a team to contend. They slipping back a little bit. Oh, did you guys see Diana Taurasi turn back the clock? I mean, Taurasi, future Hall of Famer, Lady LeBron. I mean, she is 7-for-9 3-pointers. I think it was yesterday. Don't go getting fuzzy on me now, camera. Wings 3-4. The Wings always do this. Speaking of Wings, we're the Buffalo Wild Wings. Oh, you know what, Rhino? If you're still here, I seen a video. Right? Tell me how come this young. I have to look at my search history. This young woman was fighting at Buffalo Wild Wings with the police outside. I didn't watch the full video, but I'm like, why would who goes to Buffalo Wild Wings and fights? Like, we go there to eat. Who in their right mind goes to Buffalo Wild Wings to start a fight? Like, I'm trying to fight a plate of wings. Like, and that was crazy. I'm gonna find that somehow and just let you somehow, like, I'm gonna tag you in that, Rhino, or something, because it's just insane to me how somebody could literally go to B-Dubs and, like, I think she got arrested or something. I'm like, why in the hell are you fighting at B-Dubs? It's time to eat. Are you crazy? Fight the wings. Don't fight. Like, I don't even know who she was fighting. People are crazy these days. And then lastly, the Sparks, guys, 2-6. 2-6. Pretty much a rebuilding team. They got some nice pieces around them. Got to go there and fight somebody. That's crazy. And then let's look at this Eastern Conference. Let's look at Bree Wayne's favorite team, the Washington Mystics. 0-8. Man, they on the 0-40 tour, 0-40 house and road tour. There's a good chance that maybe they might be this year's Detroit Pistons of the WNBA. Then you look at the Fever, who are 2-9. I believe that's current, that record, or are they 2-10? I wouldn't be shocked if they were 2-10. The Sky 3-4. They are a much better team than I thought that they were. The Dream are 4-3. They always do this. They're in the middle of the pack team. They're probably going to improve, or they might just kind of like float at 500. The Liberty, very much so, back into things, and they're focused on trying to get back to the WNBA finals. 7-2, definitely not shabby. And then you look at the only undefeated team in the WNBA, the Connecticut Sun. Perhaps they might be on a mission. They are not going to go undefeated, folks. I might need to do a video about this. I might, but they're not going to go undefeated. It's not going to happen. But this is a team that is extremely locked in. They sound like, they look like they won the WNBA championship. What do I order from Buffalo Wild Wings? Wings, hot wings, buffalo wings. However many I can get, bring me a fresh, brand new mop bucket full of Buffalo Wild Wings. Like, I don't want a plate. Just get me a brand new mop bucket, sterilize it, and just throw all the wings in there, sauce them up, bring them out. I'm not even that crazy about their French fries. Like, the French fries are like, what are they, like, waffle fries? Rhino knows. I think they're like waffle fries because I think they changed them. But I'm not like a huge French fry nut unless they're like fresh French fries. But the wings for me are like, just keep them coming. Potato wedges. Don't they have French fries? Regular fries? I think because, like, I miss the KFC. Now this is turning into a food thing. I miss the KFC potato wedges. Those was like my favorite potato wedges. Obviously KFC is falling off, but I mean, now they got like new fries at KFC and they're like nothing. absolutely nothing. Sauces. I'm not picky. I just like ranch pretty much. That's it. I know Rhino don't like no sauce. I just like ranch. Like that's pretty much it for me. I know it's people that probably like blue cheese, um, garlic. What they got like garlic parmesan. I mean those wings not bad. Lemon pepper ain't too bad, but I just like I like KFC too much. Too much. KFC is completely nosedive, folks. Like last time I went there, they gave me a chicken breast and it was as small as a thigh. I'm like, are you serious? I'm finna drive through here. I'm about to drive through y'all thing like Madea. Like, y'all seen one of the any of the Madea movies when she was driving through the businesses. I'm like, I'm finna drive. Y'all gonna give me I asked for a damn breast and y'all done gave me a damn thigh. What the hell wrong with y'all? Like, damn, like food done went up. The least they can do is let the quantity match. Like for real. Like seriously, at least let the quantity or the portions match. You're not gonna be very impressed either, Rhino, if you do go to KFC on Tuesdays to get that bucket. I mean, you're probably gonna be sitting there like, damn, I just spent my money on this nonsense. Like the food is essentially lukewarm in terms of reviewing it and in terms of it coming out hot. Like they don't even your food is like who gives you warm food? I remember when the restaurants gave you food and it's supposed to be piping hot. Yeah. Just recently though, I went to this great restaurant. It was bomb. I gotta talk about this restaurant sometimes. It was like super fire, but obviously it's only in like the Chicagoland area, unfortunately. But here we are. Let's pull up this and look at this really quickly. Um, I want to say something about Kennedy Carter, the one with the shove down on Caitlin Clark. And the first place I'm gonna start is initially when I went to talk about this because I actually got a video that I did about this that won't be released. And the reason why it won't be released is because I'm about to tell you now. Um, in that headspace of that video, I was so upset of what she did. So when I put the video together, this was before I watched all of the possible plays that happened before she just shoved Caitlin Clark down at a dead ball. And I was pretty livid. And you guys know when you say something about somebody, you can't take it back. Imagine that's a person you know in real life. So if you say something about a player on your YouTube channel or whatever your social media platform or podcast is, you can't take that back either. Yes, you can apologize, which might suffice to some. Some may never forgive. And I pretty much said some things about Kennedy that I'm going to leave on the cutting room floor. That video is never going to come out, but I will say that I shouldn't have said some of the things I said because at the end of the day, she is somewhat of a troubled young woman that's very talented. Game like Rod Strickland. Game like Rod Strickland. Salute to the DePaul legend, NBA great. For real. If you know Rod Strickland, you've been watching ball for some time. I know Rhino know who Rod Strickland is. Game comparable. So I can't take back some of the things I said, but I do know that video won't be put out because just because Carter Draymond, as Rhino would say, did her dirty play against Caitlin, I do know that Caitlin made she made some gestures that she made running back down the court. She did put an elbow into something. She did hip check Carter first. This still makes what Carter did uncalled for. I feel like it's uncalled for what she did, but even if it's playfully, to name call a player is a necessity. What's going on, JD Diesel? Carter is a really good scorer, first guard. She always kind of had attitude issues. Yeah, I touched on that. She's a little trouble, a lot going on, very feisty. I do wish that if she wanted to push down Caitlin Clark, hell, either get her attention, get in her face, and then, you go ahead and push it down. Of course, we could talk about how Indiana, the teammates didn't run to Caitlin's aid. And I mean, you're not going to help build chemistry at Leah Boston if you're going to just allow for Caitlin Clark to just get pushed over. And I know that a game has already been played after this took place. So, I'm kind of going back into the past a little bit here just to talk about it. But when I look at Chennedy Carter, there's no doubt talent here. There is no doubt talent. She led both teams in scoring that night. She can play the game of basketball. She took away something from herself with that push. Yeah, she's fiery, maybe even if she pushed her, but where the B word come from? Was it deemed necessary? I mean, Caitlin gets away with a lot. And so it just so happened that Chennedy got caught, But the first place I want to go is that there was things I thought and things I said about Chennedy that I didn't find myself, very proud to have said. And I ain't obviously say nothing to her like, super profane, but you guys know I can be a kidder, especially when you guys see me on other channels. I could joke a little bit here or there. Maybe I did a comparison, between her and Sean Carter, Jay-Z. But I tell you guys, I realize now, as I continue to, create content and make videos, that if you take you just probably should be more mindful of what you say. Case in point being that I was on one form of social media. I think it was yesterday, and I bumped into somebody that was teammates with not Chennedy Carter, but they were the mom of a teammate of Chennedy Carter's when she attended Texas A&M. So you never know. I mean, it's just a small world, and you just want to be mindful because these are still young women at the end of the day. So when you hurling insults, that should be considered. And I even think in the case of Caitlin, because I've seen people call her out her names. Case in point being Pat McAfee. Like, you a bum, bro. You a bum. Why you got anybody that's out here calling women's the B word? You a bum. It don't matter. If you don't like them, express yourself in a way where you don't sound like an ass. I'm sorry, just gotta call it like it is, So I do feel like more people should be cognizant of the way they talk. Like, if somebody don't like somebody, they shouldn't just be like, oh, such and such is a B, and I've seen it with Caitlin. Like, I'm not making nothing up. I'm not telling the fib. I'm so glad to see that B struggling. Like, you don't even know her, but you calling her out her name. Like, these days on social media, it seems like people don't care what they say, and they don't get banned for it either. They talk crazy and they don't get banned. Pour your heart out. Am I pouring my heart out, Bree Wayne? Not really pouring my heart out. I'm just basically expressing, I always get a little bit deeper into this stuff. We do that sometimes on Sales Channel. We get deeply into it. Like, I don't never want to seem like the person is towing the line because I don't want to step on toes. But I'm not finna beat up my sisters, but I'm going to support Caitlin because, I'm an Iowa fan. I'm a Clark fan. Unless there's some breaking news that says that Caitlin Clark is like racist or something, I'm not going to not support her. Now, if she was, that's a whole different thing. She doesn't really talk about what's going on. But if she gonna talk smack like Larry Bird, she got to back it up. Yeah, that's the whole thing. And I said about a good 15 minutes ago in the video that this whole thing that she's going through with the physicality, it's going to firm her resolve over the offseason, because this season I feel like might be lost. And if I'm Caitlin, I'm just trying to take solace in the fact that I'm at the level I wanted to be. I'm getting a chance to play, the highest level of women's hoops there is, and just learn from it, just grow from it. Take the 3-point game from yesterday and throw it out the window. Just move on. Indiana is not a great team. They can't stay down forever, right? I mean, hell, even the Chicago Cubs won a championship in 2017. Can't stay down forever. He definitely a bum for calling her a B. We're not on the court. I think Clark be out there talking to gang of S2. The ladies of the W ain't the same as the Big Ten. She got a target. Embrace it. Yeah, she's gonna have to take this and let it mold her to be a stronger player. If she loved this game like she say, she gonna have to get past this. I do like the fact that she was bouncing back at Victoria Vivens. She ain't backing down. And I tell people that Caitlin Clark, as a first place said, as a black man, I'm embarrassed how Caitlin is getting treated a lot of hate. To that, I would just say, let me see. To that, I would just say, you know what? This hate has been here for a while. When the WNBA, when the women's NCAA decided to put Caitlin Clark up on that pedestal like they did, it's just a lot of unhappy people. They bitter, they mad, and some of them are players too. They want this shine too. They've been playing for a long time. Tarazi has been playing for how long? Sue Bird played her whole career and never received the love that Caitlin got. And a lot of it for Caitlin Clark is the fact that she was splashing three-pointers like Stephen Curry and Damian Lillard. And now that she's not hitting her logo threes, what is she? It kind of talks to what Chennedy Carter said. If you're not hitting, that's Chennedy Carter on the screen if you unfamiliar. What is she if she's not a three-point shooter? So she's got to get in her bag, folks. She's got to get in her bag, folks. Caitlin Clark's got to get into her Macy's bag. Caitlin Clark, she's got to get into her I don't want to say TJ Maxx, but she got to get into her what's that one magazine back in the day? Rhino, you remember Sharper Image? Caitlin got to get into her Sharper Image bag, into her Macy's bag, and she just got to get busy. She need a midi, she need a floater, she needs some go-to efficient layups that she can make. She got to be able to create shots better. She needs to get more separation. You don't remember that magazine? We're around the same age. I'm surprised you don't remember Sharper Image. That's wild. But what about East Bay? Remember East Bay, the magazine with the anybody remember East Bay? I swear I used to order out of East Bay like crazy back in the day. She got some low post moves I saw in the Sky game that was nice. You talking about Chennedy? And you talking about Caitlin. Caitlin did have like 1 to 2 layups that was really nice. But for the most part, if you guys notice, Caitlin Clark, she only gets a little bit of daylight. She's only able to get like maybe 1 or 2, maybe like 3, 4 possessions where she's able to do her thing. For the most, because most of the game, Caitlin is getting draped. Double teams are coming her way. She's not getting the looks that she used to. And yeah, those handles. Good point, Bree Wayne, because those handles, unless she's trying to move to the 2 guard and they trying to trade Kelsey Mitchell, she needs the whole offseason of working on her handles. She needs to be in the lab watching nonstop John Stockton, Mark Price, Steve Nash. She needs to be working on protecting the ball. She needs to just be working on her IQ. Because her turnovers, they get me sometimes. I find myself saying, oh my goodness, not another turnover. Like, damn, what do you work for, a bakery? Like seriously, like she's doing like croissants the way she's turning it over. Clark has post move footwork where she took Dana Evans to the rack. It was really nice. Yeah, I think I seen that play. But here's the thing, guys. Before we wrap it really quickly, Kennedy Carter said she had nothing to say. She said I don't got nothing to say about Caitlin Clark. Right? She said, I'm not answering no questions about Caitlin Clark. Then why are you on social media then talking about it, sneak dissing, tossing shots at Caitlin Clark? I don't have to be disrespectful when I bring in a question like, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you online? And I also, let's see this. Maybe I've never seen this before. What is this? Teresa Weatherspoon issues an official statement regarding Carter Clark. What she say? Who the hell is this? Okay, so this is Teresa Weatherspoon's statement. Trade Kelsey Mitchell, never. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell was 6 years, right? 6 years. She doesn't exemplify the traits of a winner. Is she a good scorer? Hell yeah. Well, you gotta get the right personnel. And if Clark needs to play too because she can't handle the ball, Clark's not coming off the bench. So Kelsey Mitchell would have to move. I'm not trading Aaliyah Boston. I'm not doing it. She's one of those players that you hold on until she requests a trade. I like Nalissa Smith. It's not a lot of pieces on this team, JD Diesel, that I would there's a lot of pieces I find expendable, but I would tell you right now that I wouldn't let go of Celeste Taylor. I wouldn't let go of Caitlin Clark, much to the dismay of others. I wouldn't let go of Nalissa Smith. I wouldn't let go of Grace Berger, and I probably wouldn't let go of Lexi Hall and Aaliyah Boston, but everybody else, y'all can hit the door. I'm going to find somebody else. Even if I'm taking somebody else's 10th or 11th player on their bench, I'll take that person, whoever they are, because Wheeler, Wallace, obviously, yeah, Fag Bentley, I forgot to mention her. She's injured. The jury's still out on Victoria Saxton. Why you don't like Celeste Taylor? She hasn't played. She's on the quintessential player for the WNBA in terms of her defense. She can play some really good defense. We haven't seen anything really from Celeste Taylor at this level. Hole is a bust. Well, I still think she's young enough where she could potentially figure it out. But if you don't play her, we'll never know. And some of these young players, they got to play through their mistakes at some point. You're not headed anywhere, Chrissy Sides. You're not likely to, barring some kind of miracle in Indiana, you're not likely to be qualifying for the playoffs. So, come on now. You're young players. Caitlin Clark is not the only one. Aaliyah Boston is not the only one. It's just a process, guys. If you're a Caitlin Clark fan, a true fan, pull up your bootstraps and just be prepared to go through this because it's not going to be easy. Every school Taylor went to, she got worse. Yeah, she did get kind of embarrassed there in that Duke game. But let me read this really fast for physical play. And this is a statement by Teresa Weatherspoon regarding Caitlin and Chennedy incident. Physical play, intensity, and competitive spirit are hallmarks of Chicago Sky basketball. Chennedy got caught up in the heat of the moment. I've said that, not on this stream, but I did say she got caught up in the heat of the moment in the effort to win a game, which she unfortunately took partially, some responsibility in them losing because, of course, that 1 point cost them the game. Y'all might say it's a little harsh, but I think it is what it is. And I have discussed what happened. She and I have discussed what happened. And it was not appropriate, nor is it what we do or who we are. Kennedy understands that there are better ways to handle situations on the court. And she will learn from this as we all will. As a team, we will grow together and continue to work hard to display strong leadership, set positive examples for our competitors, fans, and partners. Yeah, I agree. Chrissy Sides, you need to be released. A coach ain't never been waived or released, but Chrissy Sides, you're working on it. In terms of what Teresa Weatherspoon said, I have no problems. What she said, it sounds pretty cliche. It sounds about, politically correct as it should be. I would like to think she would have grilled Chennedy out. I know that Teaspoon is a fiery coach and was a fiery player, but I think it's unacceptable what it's unacceptable what Chennedy did. A lot of people, and even myself, have said that the FIBA need an enforcer, and all that's going to do is pretty much make violence beget violence. Because if you send in somebody to knock Chennedy on her butt, that's not. Is that really the solution? Then we going back to Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, Detroit Pistons days, where we just going to be knocking players on their asses, or getting into fights, and then it's just going to be fans showing up to watch like it's hockey, and we don't want that. You mainly want the focus to be on the basketball. It's bad enough that some people talk to me. I'll put it like this: there's some people that I'll come into contact with, and we can reasonably sit back and talk women's basketball. And then there are others who they're upset because they don't dunk the women. They're upset because the rims can't get lowered. They're upset because they say women don't have a place to be playing basketball. And one thing with me is I can disagree, but I'm not going to argue you under the table. You're entitled to whatever ignorant thoughts you want to have. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm tired of arguing with people. So if you one of those people, I want the rims lowered. I want them to come out as freshmen. I'm leaving because Caitlin Clark's not doing what she's supposed to be doing. I'm mad because these women don't dunk. Feel how you feel. Social media has taught me that I'm not going to be sitting up here arguing with you people. And if it's a person that I know personally, I'm not arguing with them either. Again, people are entitled to feel how they feel. Some people are talking about, damn, Caitlin Clark act like she can't even take a shove. Look, man, I don't know what to tell you, folks. She definitely got to get in the weight room. Bottom line, Kennedy Carter knocked on her hiney pretty swiftly. Much like Angel Reese, she didn't want no smoke. Angel Reese didn't want no smoke when Alyssa Thomas chokeslammed her, and Caitlin Clark. I mean, she didn't come back at Kennedy. She didn't come back at her. The women's game is pure basketball. Below the rim is the best style of basketball. It's not even close. Yeah, you got people that just they just want the slam dunks, man. They just want the super showcase. They want the circus aspect of the game. They want the logo threes. They want the high flying slam dunks. They want the circus feel. They want the dog and pony show. They want the popcorns and cheers. So they don't see it in the women's game, and they ask why we watch. And if we say it's because it's more fundamentally sound, then they look at us like we some kind of aliens or something. And everything ain't for everybody. Arouse and Rhino, boy, I appreciate you for coming out, bro. Again, I never expect the streams to go this long. If they are going to go this long, it's normally because I have more to talk about. But at this time, pretty much said everything I wanted to say. What's the fun of social media if you can't complain on it? And I thought you was tutoring, Rhino. Like, seriously, like you've done everything fast and quick. But now I'm wondering, when will we get to see Sabalenka and Djokovic again? Those are probably, for me, I would probably say they're my favorites. Coco's kind of going under the radar for me this time around. But yeah, tennis is pretty good too. I mean, I pretty much watch all sports with the exceptions of soccer. Occasionally some golf, but you guys know my main thing and the reason why I'm here to talk about is b-ball. So b-ball, whether it's men's or women's, is pretty much the main thing that we're gonna do. That Timberwolves channel is coming soon. Do be on the lookout for that. And also, there is a movie channel that I'm doing. So that's going to be nice. That's actually in the works and it's almost done. And so when that movie channel drops, if you like 80s movies and 90s movies, and occasionally we will be doing current movies, but for the most part, if you like 80s and 90s movies, that channel is going to be for you, especially if you're a movie buff, period. You should start watching soccer. It's a great sport. Yeah, but where would I watch soccer though, Mondo? Like, I wouldn't even know where I would watch soccer at. Like sometimes I see it on TV. I think it's like the Major League Soccer, like Chicago Fire and all them. But for the most part, I don't see soccer on my TV unless it's like the World Cup or something. My daughter played at Syracuse. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You gave me the link for Backdoor Sports Site. Who's Backdoor Sports Site? I'm gonna have to check that out because I ain't never heard of that, Wody Mac. Yeah, but I mean, y'all coming in at the tail end. So let's recap it real quick to just let you guys know what this live about, just in case you decide you want to check it out. So we just talked about the Indiana Fever and they issues, Caitlin Clark struggles, Sports Lemon 24. Okay, I'm gonna check that out. Bottom line, Clark fits best on the Dallas Wings. Somebody said, I think it was on Facebook. I just made sure I screenshotted that. Somebody said on Facebook, JD Diesel, that the best place for Caitlin to go would be, now why am I drawing a blank? Come on, Atlanta Dream. And you know, people make posts all day long, and only some of it makes sense. But I don't think that Atlanta Dream. I do not think that's the place for Caitlin Clark. But somebody feels like it is, and since she's such a Midwestern, smaller town girl, I can't see Caitlin going to LA. I can't see her going to New York. She just got drafted, so she can't really go anywhere right now. And what's she gonna become? A mercenary like Kevin Durant? You know, is she gonna become that kind of player like LeBron James? I think I'll just switch teams now. So it's gonna be interesting. I would like to see her stick around in Indiana until they can turn it around. You know, I would like to see her, you know, bring Indiana up like she brought my Hawkeyes up. You know, she went to Indiana and we were very, very respectable. We had just made the Elite Eight in 2019 with Megan Gustafson, I believe it was, or 2018, I think it was. So, I mean, it's not like she can't bring a program up. She just needs a better coach. She needs personnel to fit her. It might take time. The first year that Asia Wilson and Kelsey Plum was together, I think they was like 8-27 or 14 or 13-19. So it's not always a beautiful start, folks. It is a possibility if they don't get better in a year or two. Some people say they shouldn't even have drafted her to begin with. It might sound like excuses. Let me read a couple of these comments. It might sound like excuses, but the Fever schedule has been brutal, both in terms of opponents and the number of games. I definitely do not disagree. That schedule has been absolutely agonizing. But at some point, they were going to have to play hard teams. You might as well try to get it out the way. It's only 12 teams, so you're going to see these teams a lot. So they're just going to have to grow and evolve until they're able to win some of these games, you know. And if they don't beat the Mystics, Ridden, Wody, Mondo, Rhino, if they don't beat the Mystics, I think Friday, Christy Sides, it's time for you to go. It's literally time. It's like there's no more waiting around. Indiana Fever GM, Lynn Dunn, get off your butt and go fire her. Don't let her leave the building without firing her. Like literally, dude, no. That's dumb. Not draft her. Only other choice is Brink. At that point, for a well-rounded player, the sparks will be even crazy if that happened. I don't know. I think if Caitlin went to LA, I don't know if she would like it. I don't think, I don't think she wants to play, on the West Coast or in New York. Yeah, fire in the tunnel like the Utah State coach. Maybe like Chrissy Sides to get fired like Craig and Friday. Like you got fired for stealing boxes. She got fired for stealing time. Literally, she's stealing time. And if you lose to the Mystics, the lowest of the low, you must go. Bars. Simple bars, but still bars. Christy Sides, if you lose to the lowest of the low, you must go. Yeah, when Aaliyah and Caitlin get their rhythm together, and when Fat Bentley comes back, the fever will improve. Just bringing back Fat Bentley alone ain't going to make them improve. She's nice, but I mean, Alyssa Smith has capitalized from Fat Bentley's injury. I hope Aaliyah and Caitlin get their rhythm together, Ridden, because to me it seemed like they just want to pull them apart. Social media, South Carolina fans, no disrespect, love you guys, but a lot of you guys told me now that Caitlin's going to be with Aaliyah Boston, we're going to get along. You said Iowa fans, South Carolina fans are going to get along. I don't see it. All I see is South Carolina fans saying, get Aaliyah Boston the hell up out of there. Or all I see is Iowa fans saying, get Boston and Alyssa Smith out of there. Bring in Monica Zazano and Hannah Starkey. It's wild, man. Let Aaliyah and Caitlin work. The only way they're going to get through this tough time is to build chemistry, bond, and learn each other games, period. All that giving up stuff is for the birds, 2 number 1 draft picks. Give it all you got. Try to make this work. Give it a year or 2, but don't be giving up now. Don't be talking about at the end of the season, Caitlin or Aaliyah got to go. Lose to the Mystics, hire J.J. Redick. Nah, that ain't going to happen. People seem like they don't want a critical eye on their favorite team or player. CC going to bring the media circus at this point. And I'll say this. I don't mind it, I really don't mind it because either way they talking. And also Caitlin need to work. She definitely got to put the work in. I firmly believe she loved this game. And if she loved this game like she say she loved this game, the hell with the haters. The hell with the criticizers. Let them get mad at you. That's what they do. They do it to LeBron. And I'm going to say this because I'm going to end up talking about this. Probably going to do a video about this. They're seldomly LeBrons. Even Wembanyama struggles. They're seldomly a LeBron, For real. Seriously. And I'm going to talk about Kobe in terms of how there was games where Kobe was straight. Coming in the league, Kobe was boo-boo. Like he wasn't the guy that we all knew him to be over the years. He had to take the hardships, take the bump on the nose, take the bump on the chin. He had to go through hell. Playoffs, regular season, not getting minutes, struggling, putting up bricks. You get greater later, right? And Kobe definitely got greater later. And look, if Caitlin don't have the drive, the heart, maybe she in the wrong game. Maybe she need to be working at Sephora. Hell, I'm just keeping it 100. If she love this game and I back her, I'm behind her. You guys know I'm a fan, not a maniacal, delusional fan. But if she loved this game and if she truly care about her brand and improving her skill set all around, she going to put the work in. It's crazy because RC, when eyes is on you, people going to talk and they going to critique, and you play chess? Oh, you play Cheeks, the sports network's going to talk when CT in town. And it's kind of crazy because Caitlin Clark can have a bad game and they still be talking about Caitlin Clark. And the players see this. The people see this. Families see this. Caitlin Clark's own dad has told Caitlin to cool out and just play the game. The things she was getting away with at Iowa, they becoming ever so more pressing. They're becoming so much more relevant. As far as Teaspoon's apology is cool. Yeah, she apologized, but Chennedy didn't. Chennedy needed to be the one apologizing, not her PR, not her coach. Yeah, but she not. I mean, she a young player, hella talented. Y'all know if he was here, Wody Mack, but I compared it to Rod Strickland. Hell of a comparison, hell of a competitor. And I just feel like, Caitlin gonna have to take her bumps and bruises, y'all. Like 100. Complete play of my butt. And Nika Mule, Raven Johnson, they put the handcuffs on Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark still got her points, but they made her work for it. And that's what they doing now. Ain't no easy ones here, guys. For real, this ain't rookie. This ain't what's the next level on 2K? I can't think. But it's like 4 or 5 different modes. This Hall of Fame mode, this ain't rookie. You're not finna be getting no easy baskets at the rim like you get on 2K when you playing like the first 3 levels of difficulty. They own you. And so you just gonna have to learn from this. Again, you look at Kobe Bryant, where he started out at, so even where he got to by his second and third years, it's a slow progression. It's a slow grind. Don't nothing happen overnight. And it's unfortunate, but a lot of what she learned, she might have to unlearn. In her shot selection, I ain't gonna lie, guys, I've seen Iowa games with Caitlin Clark for 4 years. There was times I was ready to take my damn shoe off. I'm talking about my damn church shoes and throw it at the TV because I was tired. There were times I was sick of her shot selection. And her shot selection is coming to light, folks. Because when you take, what did I always say? When you take them logo threes, it has the possibility of either being a buzzkill or a truly uplifting moment. If she makes the big logo threes, everybody be loving her. But the fact that she's missing them, it's a buzzkill when she shoot them, and they could have got a better shot. I firmly believe in high percentage basketball. I know we in the NBA era, we in the WNBA era, where everybody wants to shoot a 3. I firmly believe in sometimes with situational basketball, situational awareness, and just having a high IQ, that you need to know there should be times where you get to the bucket, where you get a mid-range shot going. And I'm just saying, see, JD said she's tired. The poor kid needs a break. She gonna get it. I think they got 5 days off. I hope it's enough for them to beat the Mystics. I really do. If not, all hell gonna break loose. What's going on, Michelle? She'll be fine. She just needs this year to adjust. All season to work on her game and work on reducing turnovers. Definitely. Next year will be better. I hope so. She deserves grace this year. She ain't getting that, Michelle. They ain't giving her no grace. They do need, the only grace she gonna get is Grace Burger. And she might not even get her because it seems like the coach don't want to play Grace. They do need a new coach. I agree. Hall of Fame, the hardest. Under Hall of Fame is superstar, then all-star. She's just not likable. Okay, I said it. Why you think she ain't likable, Mondo? Tell me real quick before I get up out of here. Because I think she is likable. I think she just take. I think she take losing. I think she take losing too hard, and that's a good. That's a great and a good thing. To take losing real hard. Like one time, Kobe lost, and the man was just bawling, tears. I mean, and I don't know if she doing that, but she take losing so tough, and I would think it should make her work even harder. But it's still a process. This thing ain't gonna change overnight. They not just gonna win 8 out of their next 10. It ain't gonna happen. You know, if the Fever win 8 out of their next 10, I'll be an elephant's grandpa. Cause it ain't gonna happen. Mondo, she don't even talk. She don't talk. Those Miss Logo threes equivalent to turnovers in my opinion. She gonna have to sharpen her game. Y'all killing me. The girl don't be talking. She sound like a coach when she get at the pregame and postgame interview. Not talking is a problem. Flipping is a problem. Whining a problem. Her daddy knows it. Gunning is a problem. I guess I gotta ask you, Mondo. Is it a total loss that you feel that the Fever drafted her? Like, do you think she can improve? Do you think she can learn to, control herself? Can she flopping? You said flopping. I said flipping. Can she get this stuff under control? Or is it going to bother her whole career? Like I said about 10 minutes ago, is she too set in her ways? And I wonder that because Coach Lisa Bluter, as a Hawkeyes fan, love her to death, love her to life, but she enabled. Nobody can tell me she didn't, that Bluter didn't, she enabled Caitlin Clark too. She basically like Burger King. Lisa Bluter enabled Caitlin Clark to have it her way. If you allow this to happen with any player, it's happening with Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's spoiled. He's getting his way. He's firing coaches. He's demanding that the office do this and they do this whenever. And it's making me not like Giannis. And when I look at Caitlin Clark, she's never truly been coached or challenged. And so Lisa Bluter gave her the keys to everything. And it just don't work on this level. You're not playing with a bunch of college kids. First things first, Caitlin Clark, Side's job has always been on the line. So essentially, Caitlin Clark came into a coach whose job was on the line. And so that don't match up right there. They moving on 2 different timelines. Sides want to win right now because at some point her job was already at question. So, when I look at Lisa Bluter again, I'm a fan. Nice lady, nice person. Although I gotta get her for this. Is that what she say? Is that written? What did she say? What she said at the press conference? Is that Iowa protocol? And that was funny as hell. I gotta get her for that. But I mean, nice lady, really good soul. But the thing about Bluter is I don't think she challenged Caitlin to improve on areas that she needed to improve upon. She didn't get Caitlin Clark to buy in on defense. Guys, Sydney Folter plays defense because she want to play it. Kate Martin plays defense because she want to play it. I don't think the coaching staff insisted. Oh, Gabby Marshall too. Gabby Marshall played defense because she wanted to play it. I don't think they insisted this with Caitlin Clark. They wanted her offensive so much. They wanted her offensive firepower so much that they just let her roam. I didn't play high school basketball. If you roaming on defense, your ass, excuse my French, if you roaming on defense, your ass gonna get yanked out the game by the right coach. So I don't like going there on Coach Lisa Bluter, but I do feel like somebody said, good take. She let Caitlin get away with too much. Hey, I appreciate you, Bree Wayne. I just be doing my thing. I appreciate all you guys. Sess, J Spot, everybody that I rock with, you guys are awesome. Michelle said you need a new coach. Size does not know how to use the bench. She damn sure don't. Why is Saxton, Celeste, and Grace not getting a run? Hey, it's like whipping a dead horse. I done said that so many times. They're a young team. Everybody knows that. Mix it up. Agreed. Gino needs players to follow directions, not mercenaries. I'm going to say this, guys. Paige Beckers, she would have made that shot. They know it. We know it. That's why that screen was called on Gabby Marshall. Hell yeah, I'm going back there. You know why I'm going back there? Simply because Paige Beckers is her. And they know if Paige Beckers would have rose up, she would have made that shot. So that was favoritism. We won that game, but it also got handed to us. And that was Iowa. Here on this level, this team, I didn't realize. I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't think Caitlin was going somewhere this bad, dude. Brittany, Shinsbury Wayne, Wody Mack. I knew that the Fever was a bad team. I had no idea they was this bad. I'm just gonna keep it real. Again, I went to 2 games, Fever games last season. I saw Boston play. They won 13 games last season. I had no damn idea they would look like a team that's gonna win less than 13 games this season. The Aces played straight up and the Liberty played straight up, no dirty. I think Blue to let Clark get away with a lot. Look at Martin, man. She's so good on the I don't know how I got into that. I don't know how we end up talking about that, but that was a good point to make in terms of Lisa Bluter just enabling Caitlin Clark to do everything that she wanted to, but never commit on the defensive end. Never got her to improve her shot selection. That's not good. Again, I like Bluter as a person, but as a coach, I don't know if she's the right answer for no Fever. I don't know if Aaliyah Boston and them gonna buy in. Now, Dawn Staley, she would get everybody to probably buy in. Caitlin Clark needs a headstrong coach. And I tell you this, if she can't deal with a headstrong coach, I don't know if this is the league for her. You know, I got to keep it all the way real. There's a whole lot of Caitlin Clark fans that's not keeping it real. We got to keep it real, folks. Kay Martin is a very complete player. Caitlin Clark was Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel. Oh, my goodness. Not Tim Tebow, Johnny Manziel. Completely worse in college. Play style does not scale at the pro level. I hope you're wrong, dude. I hope that Caitlin Clark can become a more versatile, lower turnovers player that plays more for her team and gets her shot when she can get it. It's going to take time. Some people going to give up on her, and then others going to stay down. And only one set of people going to be right. Lisa Bluter's fault. To a degree, JD. Man, the comments rolling so quick. But yeah, to a degree, because if the coach don't tell you, you said you was a coach, right, JD? So if you let your star player just shoot lights out and you don't ever request they play defense, either in an aggressive or kind fashion, you know you could talk to players multiple ways. You know it's going to cost you because they ain't playing no defense. What good is it to score 35 if you're going to give up 34? What good is it to drop 20? What good is it to drop 28 and you give up 36? You know what I'm saying? Because she get on off season, and if she adds to her game, she said, we know Tebow. Don't even get me started on Tebow. I just really became like a fan of football like the past couple of years. I was a fan of early 2000s football and like late 90s football. I'm just really getting really back into it. Staley is not leaving SC. She better not. In Division One, why would she? Great coach. I think she enjoys molding young people. She definitely does. We blame in Bluter because we got a sample of Clark and sample B, K Martin. And K Martin wasn't even supposed to make it. But I always was hoping she would make it. And she's been awesome. She hasn't like done anything mind-boggling, but she's very consistent. Bluter need to be harsh on Clark and make her play defense. Kid out here playing on-ball and off-ball defense like a pro. Can she learn it, Bree Wayne? If you're still in the building, is it something you think she can learn? Will she commit to learning defense? Especially now that it doesn't look like she's going to be contributing on offense all the time. You got to make your bread and butter somewhere. I read that. I think Bluter let Clark get away with a lot of look, Martin. The games that are 50-50 can go either way. Kaylin takes cheap shots, more no calls. I might sound like a hater, but if you like soothing voices, get a load of me. The team needs Taylor on the floor, especially top guards like Lloyd. But check it out, guys. It's been an amazing live. It's been a fire live. We're going to shut it down. But I appreciate y'all coming out rocking with me. I really do. I'm going to holler at you guys next time. And that's what's up. Peace out, y'all. Like the video if you haven't. Be back with more content soon. I'm out.